Now that, yeah, I think it's better now.
Yeah.
So Rafi, Avi muted the other one. Yeah, I think hybrid would be really interesting when we start moving hybrid. Some people are on site. I don't think we have enough technology to take the voice of everyone in the room and project it on Zoom. I think that's going to be a technology challenge once we get to that stage. It's going to be a technology challenge.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, one issue with that business is if the speaker is at a podium, as they are when they're in a live, in a meeting room, you don't really have a good view of the rest of the group, and you also don't have a good view of the speaker if they move outside of the camera range. I did an evaluation for a young woman who gave a speech the other day, and I did the evaluation. But then the general evaluator pointed out that she had some body language, which I wasn't able to see. So it's just hard. It's just hard.
Hey guys, we got 1 minute and we don't have a grammarian yet, and our GE is not here yet. Hopefully Courtney will be here. We were hoping she could double up as grammarian. Do we have
Courtney
everyone
might be
else for
joining
the
in a
roles?
few minutes.
Yeah, do we have everyone else for the roles? We have our speakers, is that correct? 1, 2, 3. We have our evaluators. I know we have our table topics master. We have the other roles that I see. I think everyone is. The only person that I'm missing, let's see, I see. Yvette is also here, which is good. She's going to be inaugurating our new officers, right?
All right.
Yes.
Yvette, you have video, I assume, working?
okay.
Excellent.
Sorry, everyone. If you all can hear me, welcome again to this meeting tonight. It's 6:30 p.m. now, 7:30 p.m. my time here in the East Coast. I'd really like to welcome you all to this meeting tonight and to thank you all for giving me the privilege of being your sergeant at arms this Toastmaster year that is coming to an end after this meeting, or at least at the end of this month. So thank you all so much for everything that you did to support me in my role. And without further ado, I know we're going to have a great meeting tonight. So I'd really like to call on Mr. President Avi to kick this thing off. Avi, over to you.
Thank you, Mr. Sergeant at Arms. It was an amazing year. Welcome, everybody. This is going to be an amazing evening with Southwest Project Management Toastmasters Club. Today, we have a power-packed lineup, but as a tradition of Southwest, we generally kick off our meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance. So I would request everybody, please stand up, put your hand on your heart, and Susan already has the flag up, and we can recite the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge
Pledge
allegiance
allegiance to the flag
Of the
Of the
United
United
States
States of
America,
America
and
and
to
to
the
the
republic
republic
for which it
it
stands,
stands,
one
one
nation,
nation,
under
under
God,
God,
indivisible,
indivisible,
with
with
liberty
liberty
and
and
justice
justice
for
justice
all.
for all.
Thank you, everybody. This is going to be an amazing evening because there is a lot to pack or unpack. I'm gonna set some expectations right now. Generally, we close our meeting by 8 o'clock every Wednesday or second and fourth Wednesday, but we are going to overrun this meeting tonight by 10 to 15 minutes. So if you have certain other commitment, please feel free to drop, but just giving a heads up that we might run 10 minutes because this is going to be an exciting meeting. As always, we would like to hear from our guests. To begin with, we will call upon our dignitary, the Division M Director-elect, Yvette. Yvette, please introduce yourself and let us know what draws you here tonight.
Thank you, Avi. I was invited by you again, and I'm here to induct at a later time in the meeting.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Yvette. Thanks a lot. This whole year, we had support from one amazing person, that is our area director, Luz Babadia, and she's here with us tonight. Luz, I know you're traveling. Will you be able to talk?
Yes, just a minute. Okay, here I am. Hello, everyone.
How's it going, Luz?
Fine, how is it going for you guys? I know this is the last time that I'll be with you as an area director, so I hope you show me a wonderful meeting. According to the Facebook invitation, it sounds good. It sounds very interesting. Last episode, season finale. That's good. All right, let's get started.
Thank you, Luz. Thank you. And we will surely try to live up to the expectations. And let's see how it goes. Moving on, Vamshi. Vamshi, would you please introduce yourself and let us know what draws you here tonight?
Hi, this is Vamshidhar Chereko. So I live in Sugar Land, Texas, which is the Houston suburb, if somebody is not aware of. I think everybody knows it. From around Houston. So I work at Westlake Chemical. I do project management. I'm also a technical architect and technical lead. So I was talking to one of my friends who is a PMI certified. So his name is Durga Shekhar, is also on the call. So he told me this is a group, if you're interested in project management and pursuing certification. So I thought, I can learn from you guys and, to achieve my goals. So that's why I'm just attending. This is the first meeting, so I do not know what I need to fulfill to be part of the group. So I would like to learn those things and do whatever I can for a group.
Thank you, Vamshi. All you need is like energy and the thirst to become a good speaker and a Toastmaster. That's all it's needed tonight. Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah, that's nothing. Sure, I'll do. Thank you.
Thanks, Vamshi. Moving on, Durga Shekhar, are you there with us in the call? I see you offline, not on camera. Would you like to please introduce yourself and let us know what draws you here tonight?
Hi, everyone. So actually, I forwarded this meeting request to Vamshi. I was a part of a member before. I did like a vice president also in the club 2 years. And then I couldn't able to attend the meetings after that. So I'm interested to come back, and also I'm trying to pull a few more friends along with me. This is a good platform, I know, to improve my English and also like social networking. I see like very good, exciting people, good managers, and good to improve the English vocabulary and English speaking capabilities. This is a good platform to start with.
Amazing. So everybody, we have an alumni today. Thank you. Welcome, Durga. Moving on, I think we do not have any more guests tonight. So this is when we pass the control to our inducting officer, our district dignitary, Yvette. Yvette, this is your floor, and we cannot wait for the new officers to be introduced and inducted tonight.
Okay, so you're going to start with the induction first?
Yes, please.
But before I get started, please help me with your pronunciation of your names. Okay. Would the outgoing officers please stand? As of midnight on June 30th, you are discharged from all of your duties and responsibilities. Thank you for your excellent service to this club. I am here to install the new officers of Southwest Project Management Toastmasters Club. There. Okay, so they're collected. I'm going to read. Their collective challenge is to make this club one of the best in Toastmasters International. This will involve helping the members achieve their goals as well as leading the club to President Distinguished Club status this coming year. Will the new officer team please come forward and form a line? Form a line beginning with the immediate past president, Sergeant at Arms, Secretary. Okay, I'm not gonna read all of that. Each officer is obligated to attend club executive committee meetings, attend district-sponsored club officer training, prepare a successor for her respective office. I will now briefly describe the challenges and key responsibilities for each officer, beginning with the immediate past president. You have a gavel?
I don't have a gavel, but I have a remote, yeah, a remote control. Remote control, if that works.
Avi Roy Cha. I don't know how to read.
Just call me Avi.
As immediate past president, you pledged to attend all club executive committee meetings at the request of the club president, advise and counsel the club president as necessary, serve as the chair of the club's nominating committee, serve the club in any responsible capacity as requested by the club president, preside over the club officer installation ceremony if a district officer isn't available to do so. Will you perform these duties to the best of your ability?
I will.
Please pass, thank you. Please pass the gavel to, oh my God. Okay, pronounce your name, please. Is it hard? Jorge.
Jorge.
Okay, Jorge. Jorge, as Sergeant at Arms, you pledge to attend TLI training, arrange the meeting location, maintain club equipment in working order, ensure that adequate club supplies are available, set up the room before the meeting begins, make sure all relevant educational and PR materials are displayed, attend to special equipment needs, greet guests, help the president make sure the meeting begins on time. Jorge, will you perform these duties to the best of your ability? Please pass the gavel. Secretary. Okay, so you're the secretary as well? Okay, that's cool. Jorge, as secretary, you pledge to attend TLI training, maintain an accurate membership roster, work with the treasurer to ensure that new member application and dues get to Toastmasters International World Headquarters as soon as possible, submit the new club officer list to Toastmasters International on time, work with the treasurer to submit your club's semi-annual report and dues to Toastmasters International on time, provide the club with minutes of each meeting. Jorge, will you perform these duties to the best of your ability?
I do.
Please pass the gavel to RAFIA.
Rafia.
There you go.
Rafia. As treasurer, you pledge to attend TLI training, keep financial records, and prepare the club budget, announce when it's time for members to pay dues, explain the dues structure to members, collect dues, work with the secretary to ensure that the club submit dues on time to Toastmasters International World Headquarters, update members on the club financials at least once per quarter. Rafia, Will you perform these duties to the best of your ability?
Yes, I will.
Please pass the gavel to, is it Bennett? B-E-N-E-T.
Benet.
Bebe.
That's just don't call me late for dinner.
As vice president of public relations, do you pledge to, you pledge to attend TLI training or attract visitors to the club through free publicity, use a variety of means to promote the club in the community or organization, enlist your fellow club members in PR activities, providing them with promotional materials and ideas for inviting guests, work with the club webmaster to use the club website to attract guests to our club, regularly recognize member achievements with methods such as announcements, newsletters, emails, and articles that you submit for the district newsletter. Benay, will you perform these duties to the best of your ability?
I will. I do.
Pass the gavel to Kim. Kim, as Vice President of Membership, you pledge to attend TLI training, lead the club's membership building effort to achieve the membership goal of 8 new members, while the VPPR motivates people to visit the club. You motivate current members to invite guests, promptly give new member applications and dues to the treasurer, personally greet guests, and provide them with guest packets, including a membership application. Make sure each guest hears about the benefits of Toastmasters and gives a personal invitation to become a member. Kim, will you perform these duties to the best of your ability?
Absolutely, will do.
Please pass the gavel to Camille. Is she on the line?
Yes.
Camille is not on the line. We can skip.
Okay. Ooh, please help me with this name. UKPAI.
Ukpai.
Ukpai?
Ukpai.
Ukpai. Am I saying it right? Okay. Please forgive me. As president of Southwest Project Management Toastmasters Club, you are the chief executive officer. Thus, you pledge to attend TLI training, preside at all club meetings and all meetings of the club executive committee, ensure that this club add new members and meets the needs of its current members to achieve their communication and leadership goals, establish a club climate that is supportive, stimulating, and rewarding to its members, represent your club at area and district council meetings. Realize that among the resources available to you are fellow club members, officer team, club officer notebook, handbook, area director, division director, the district website, the D56 newsletter, and all other District 56 officers. You hold the gavel as a symbol of power and authority that your club has given you during their term of office. I am confident that you will use it wisely with restraint. You pie. They're right.
Okay.
As a member of Southwest Project Management Toastmasters Club, as well as its leader, will you work with your executive team and club members to make Southwest Project Management Toastmasters a 10 for 10 distinguished club this year?
I will.
Okay. Your club members Southwest Project Management Toastmasters. Members, please stand. Your officer team has just pledged to serve this club to the best of its ability, to be the best Toastmasters club possible, and to meet the needs of all its members. Your club will need active participation from each member. Do you as members pledge to work together with your officer team to make Southwest Project Management Club the finest Toastmaster club it can possibly be?
The finest.
Yes, we do.
Okay, by the authority vested in me as your incoming division director, it is my sincere pleasure to declare these Toastmaster officers installed in their prospective club offices. Please join me in extending a warm welcome to Southwest Project Management Toastmasters Club. Executive team for the Toastmasters year.
Thank you. Thank you, Yvette. Ladies and gentlemen, we have our new team that will take Southwest to the new heights going forward. Moving on with our Toastmaster meeting format. This is the time I am going to hand this meeting over to our Toastmaster of the day. And I'm gonna go with an introduction. You guys guess who he is. So this person has helped n number of CEOs and executive board members at Microsoft, Vodafone, HP, Fujitsu, and many other global 2000 companies to deliver unprecedented breakthrough. He inspired divisions to deliver as high as 22 times greater productivity while increasing personal fulfillment and positive experience of valued employees. Thankfully, he also coached some of our members to fulfill our highest business, professional, and spiritual breakthrough. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me to welcome our very own Anthony Ally. Anthony, the stage is all yours.
Thank you very much. Am I still on? It says you've been signed out because you're currently signed on another device. I hope I'm still on. You can hear me?
No, we can hear you, Anthony.
Okay, I will.
Yeah.
Sure what happens when I click OK. I'm still on. Good, good, excellent. Well, tonight I am elated, excited, energized by our current leadership and the new executive board members that are now taking on the role of CEOs and vice presidents. And they're going to be building the most incredible club and making sure that this PMI sponsored club helps every member to achieve our highest goals. I'm really looking forward to seeing the vision that Ukpai Kalu and all of our members and all of our board members will present and will execute for us. And to that end, we have an incredible meeting tonight to begin that process. And for that, we have had a theme set up for tonight. It is not only induction, inauguration, but also gratitude. Gratitude. Do you know that you cannot be both thankful and anxious? You'll be one or the other. Tonight, think about everything you are thankful for, from the smallest things to the medium items to the largest things in your life. Hopefully those big things include the spiritual dimension or deep relational connections with people that matter most in your life, and you're taking time to connect with them remotely anywhere in the world, one-to-one and in person when you can. I am so looking forward to seeing how this meeting will come out, and I'm looking forward to seeing everyone that's going to participate and energize. I will ask one thing. Unless you have a very noisy area that you're in, leave your mic unmuted. That way you can participate, energize, clap when you clap, get everyone to hear, enjoy. Except, again, if you have a dog barking, you have children crying, I understand you need to mute it, but leave your video on, leave your sound on, and get the most incredible energy that you can in this meeting, just as if we were live, except with the advantage of not having to commute and being able to click a button and being together. With that, we have our GE for tonight, Courtney, and she is going to take it from here. Courtney, please.
Thank you so much, Mr. Toastmaster. Hello, everyone. As general evaluator, my role today will be evaluating the meeting as a whole. I will also be leading our evaluation team because we have to work together to have successful meetings. So first off, I would like to introduce our awe counter for the night, Rafia. Rafia, would you please tell us more about your role?
Thank you, Madam Director. Yeah, I'm Rafia, and today I'll be playing the role of our counter. The purpose of our counter is to note words and the sounds that are used as a crutch or pause filler by anyone who speaks. During the meeting, I will listen for overused words, including and, well, but, so, and you know. I will also listen for filler sounds, including and I will also note when a speaker repeats a word or phrase such as I, or I mean, this means. At the end of the meeting, I will report the number of times that each speaker used those expressions. Thank you so much. Back to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Madam Awe Counter. Next, I would like to introduce our current president, Avi Roy, as our grammarian. Avi, please tell us more about your role.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. Ladies and gentlemen, my role tonight is to be the grammarian of the day. And the role wants me to listen to all the great uses, vocabulary, sentences that you can bring into this dais right now. Also, I am going to introduce the word of the day. So today, the word of the day is gramercy, Gramercy, gramercy. And what it means state of being grateful or thankful. I encourage everybody to use it as much as possible. I'll be keeping a note, and that's gonna be a great thing. Back to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Mr. Grammarian. And the final member of the evaluation team is our timer to keep us on track. Our timer is Susan Ally. Susan, could you please tell us more about your role?
Yes, thank you, Madam General Evaluator. As tonight's timekeeper, I will time the prepared speeches, the table topic speeches, and the evaluations. I will also alert each speaker of the time they have left using the green, yellow, and red cards, which denote specific time remaining. Most prepared speeches should be about 5 to 7 minutes in length. At 5 minutes, I will raise the green card, which also indicate that your speech is now qualified for voting. At 6 minutes, I will raise the yellow card. At 7 minutes, I will raise the red card. After that, you will have 30 seconds grace period to wrap up. Any duration beyond that will be disqualified for voting. Table topic speeches should limit their remarks to no more than 2 minutes. So at 1 minute, I will raise the green card. At 1.5 minutes, I will raise the yellow card. And at 2 minutes, I will raise the red card. The individual evaluation should be between 2 to 3 minutes. At 2 minutes, I will raise the green card. At 2.5 minutes, I will raise the yellow card. And at 3 minutes, I will raise the red card. And I will give my timer report at the end when called upon. Back to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Madam Timer, and thank you to our entire evaluation team. I will now return control back to our Toastmaster of the night, who will introduce our prepared speakers. Thank you.
Oh, awesome job, everyone. I'm so excited. Every one of you are here serving in a leadership role. Every one of the roles that you've taken is an incredible, very important leadership role for tonight. Without you, this meeting wouldn't happen. And with you, this meeting is going to happen just as we wanted to and help everyone to connect together. I'm now going to move into our prepared speeches. For some who've never attended a Toastmaster meeting, we have our prepared speeches going to be the first section. Then we're going to have impromptu, where you're going to be asked some possible quick questions to come up with a 1 minute or 2 minute speech. And then we'll have our evaluators that will give the gift to the prepared speakers. Our first speaker for tonight is going to share the jewels from the plan that she developed to make sure I got the right one. Sorry, just want to make, I think I got the wrong one. No, it is correct. That she is going to develop into visionary leadership, understanding your leadership style in her speech entitled Working the Process. Please welcome Carol Ritter. Come on, everyone, clap for her. I want to hear that clap. I want to hear energized. She is coming on.
Thank you very much, Mr. Toastmaster. My leadership style is based on 6 different aspects of human relations: respect, honesty, common goal, responsibility, follow through, and they lead to success. I'm going to explain how I've used these in my career. At one time, I was responsible for establishing an ISO quality management system for a large company. My company had several different manufacturing plants, and the original idea was for the entire company to be certified to ISO. Now, any of you are aware of the ISO requirements for quality management. There's documented procedures, work instructions, there's a feedback loop of corrective and action, there's preventive action, there's internal auditing, there's external auditing. It's a big deal. The corporate entity wanted to have all of the entire entity certified to the ISO process. There were 11 plants throughout North America. As the person in charge, I was looking at years and years of work, which I did not want to have. I'm essentially a lazy person. I want to get in, do my job, and get out. Therefore, I went to the board, made presentations, and convinced them that we should go plant by plant by plant, because each plant did different things. It was with a great feeling of gramercy whenever I left the board, and they decided, yes, we will go plant by plant by plant. One of the first plants I went to was their flagship plant in Cincinnati, Ohio. That was a union shop. And I had never worked with union people before, but I'm an aficionado of W. Edwards Deming, the economist who went to Japan immediately after the Second World War and developed with them their economy that became a world-class economy within 20 years of being devastated by the atomic bomb. His concept of management was, when you hire somebody for a job, you hire the whole person. You want to have their heart, you want to have their mind, and you want to have their hands. If you're only looking for their hands, you're wasting a whole lot of the person. He said the people that know the most about your process is the first line people. And that I found to be very true. Therefore, when I went to the plant, I asked to see the frontline people first. I explained the process of the change that would be coming. I explained some of the complexities to them. They were very concerned about it because they said they had heard that after you get an ISO registration, a lot of people would be let off. I said to them, I don't know that to be true. Our company is already very lean. In that way, I had given them honesty in my discussions with them. The next thing I said was all of our procedures need to be written down. They all began to say, you don't know what we do. You have no idea what our procedures are. You don't know what we do. I said, I know that. I don't know what you do on the line, but you do. You are the masters of what you do on the line. And therefore, I need your cooperation. I need you to tell me, list your procedures for me, please. I had a whiteboard and I listed all the procedures as they called them out. Then I said, I need somebody to write these procedures down. I will not presume to document your procedures. You know what you were doing. After a whole lot of discussion about that, I began to get people to step up to the plate and say, I'll write the procedure for blending. I'll write the procedure for packaging. I'll write the procedure for shipping. And we went through the whole thing. In that way, I gave them responsibility, gave them buy-in, gave them skin in the game. Later on, after we worked this process through, we did auditing. I trained some of them to be internal auditors. They began to see the benefit of the plan, that there was a complete feedback loop for every problem that they had on the shop floor, and those feedback loops would correct any problems that they had, therefore making their time in production much more efficient. Workmen are proud people, and it was the hardest thing to do to convince them that they needed to sign their name to their work. That was a hard thing. I don't understand why, but it is. People are proud of their work if they sign it. They show that they are proud of their work. I convinced these workmen to sign their work. And after a certain period of time, we let the process work and we were successful. I have to say that I first gained their respect by telling them that by telling them how well their work effort contributed to the well-being of the plant. I was honest with them by letting them know that I did not know whether or not layoffs would happen. I did not think they would, but I couldn't say for sure, but I didn't think it would happen. I didn't tell them no, and certainly no layoffs happened. I gave them, we settled up a common goal, which was to get the plant certified, which we did. Then I gave them responsibility. They signed all of their procedures. They wrote all of their procedures. I stuck with them, following through, and we had success. Thank you, fellow Toastmasters.
Thank you very much. Woo! Everyone, I want to hear a round of applause. She gave us the incredible gift of her speech. And I want to thank Carol for taking time to give us her insights and her wisdom from her experience. Truly appreciate it very much. Now, every member in this club has an opportunity for 1 minute to give a gift back to Carol. Drop her a private chat, not to everyone, just one-on-one, and let her know one thing that you liked about her speech and possibly a point of improvement. Drop her a note, 1 minute. Madam Timer.
Thank you.
Time's up.
Thank you very much, Madam Timer. Really appreciate you doing that. Without a timer, I don't know what we would do. We would lose track of everyone. If I can now, our next speaker, everyone get ready to give your warmest welcome to this speaker, who we were so blessed to have as our Vice President of Education, Ola Adapaju, who joined Southwest PMI Toastmasters in 2015. Yes, he's been here since 2015. Thank God, what an incredible blessing. He is a certified project management professional, works as a reservoir engineer in the oil and gas industry. And listen carefully, tonight he's going to share the secrets of how he stays positive and filled with so much joy that we all get to experience in the middle of changes in his life. Let us welcome our next speaker, Ola.
Thank you very much, Mr. Toastmaster, and thank you everyone for joining us today. Today, I will be talking about change, the only constant in life. I think we should have all heard that statement before, that change is the only constant in life. Change can happen because you plan it to happen. For example, you want to travel or you want to go to college, you prefer your kids to go to college, or it can be trust on you. The organization you're working in could tell you you need to move to a new role, or they are downsizing and change happens. In all this, the biggest thing is not the change itself, but how you react to the change. And how you react to the change is put in a process called change management. I think some of us have had it. In fact, currently in my organization, we have some change management consultants that are helping the organization move through the transition that we are going through. And it was very interesting that my Toastmaster Pathway program, level 4 for leadership development, talks about managing change. When I was reading through it, I discovered what the change management consultant in my organization are doing. I have meetings with them every other day, but now I understand why they are there. They are there to develop communication plan, change plan, to ensure that we go through the transition with little disruption. You see, change can cause a lot of disruption, and change in our lives can cause a lot of disruption. I am going to tell you some tips that will help you to manage change, as I'm trying to use these tips myself in going through some life changes. You see, COVID has made all of us experience some disruption in our lives, a lot of disruptions, and me included. But I have some good news. My wife got a new job. It's a dream job. That was awesome. Now, the job requires us to travel more. It also requires more time from her. And she's been supporting me all the while. So I said, I'm working from home, go for it. And she went for it. Excited, all of us are for her. But what now happened, which I didn't envisage, is I have 3 kids and I have to babysit 3 kids while working from home. That was a disruption I never anticipated. I didn't know my wife was doing that much work. Getting my 3 kids to do anything is like going to a dentist. They are so lovely, so energetic, and working with them while I'm in a meeting multiple times, I have to turn off my video and turn off my volume to say, I have a meeting. I'm talking right now to my boss. And they say, no, my computer is not working. My computer is not working. Stop your whole meeting and handle mine. So it was really a transition period for me. But what did I learn? Number one, when you are going through change, the change is not the problem. You have to analyze the situation. What is going on? I have to set the expectation straight. I have to tell my boss, you know, I'm working from home and I'm homeschooling 2 kids. So I will be offline sometimes, but no, I will make up for the work that I miss. So that's the first thing you do, analyze the situations. Number 2, know your objectives. What are you trying to achieve? You can't solve the entire world problem, but if you can boil down your objective into one or two things, it will help you to focus your energy. For me, I need to get like 9 hours of work every day. And I need them to stay in one piece until their mom shows back up. So that is what I need to do throughout the day to survive the situation. Number 3, I need to know my options. What options do I have? If I have to work 9 hours a day, I could just wake up earlier than normal, and get like 3 or 4 hours of uninterrupted work done before I have to deal with them while they get their own work done. So I decided to look at my options. And also, there was a time that I discovered that I need to really separate 2 of them so that they are not in their ears all day. So one is in one room upstairs, the other is one room downstairs. Nobody must talk to each other while the school is on. So evaluate your options. Mine is a simple case, yours may be more complex, but that is what you need to do. Number 3, measure data. You need to evaluate if what you're doing is working. Sometimes what you're doing is not working, and you need to pivot and change what you're doing. In my case, I discovered that sometimes the kids are actually in class, but they are not in class. When I hear the name of my son being called on the computer, because I make sure his volume is loudest, and then I'm hearing this just say, hey, hey, and he's not responding, I know he's not really in class. So I have to move my 7-year-old closer to my office so that I can actually hear what is happening in the class so that they actually remain in class. So check what you're doing, evaluate to make sure you pivot when you need to pivot. Lastly, pat yourself in the back when you're successful. Don't be too hard on yourself. Celebrate little wins. Because sometimes we are too hard on ourselves. So when things work your way, celebrate that. Like Anthony said, have a gratitude book to thank yourself, thank your stakeholders, thank the people around you for the things that work, and don't just bash people for the things that don't work. If you do this, I believe it will reduce the disruption that the change is causing. But no, change is the only constant in life. Thank you, everyone, and I wish you a good transition. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Wow. Thank you so much, Ola. Amazing. I'm sure everyone could think of ways to apply what Ola was sharing. And if you can, now give a gift to Ola. Madam Timer, 1 minute, and everyone private chat to Ola on what you liked about his speech and maybe 1 point of improvement. Five more seconds.
Time's up.
Thank you, Madam Timer. Well, now we're going to introduce our next speaker, Vice President of Public Relations, Jorge Alba. He manages project for the top 3 city in United States, right here in Sugar Land, Texas. He is going to go deep into why planning requires timely execution. Tonight, he'll present how to plan, design, bid, and construct a capital improvement project while keeping the joy in your step. Please welcome Jorge Alba. Everyone, round of applause. Woo!
Thank you very much, Mr. Toastmaster. May I share the screen, please?
You got the rights.
Okay, I don't know if you can see my screen now. Oh, I'm going to, I need to, let me see if I can. You see it now?
Yes, we do.
Okay, good. Thank you very much, Mr. Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters, distinguished guests. So do you know that the majority of the money that you pay in taxes to your city, your county, and even the school district where you live is invested in projects that are part of the capital improvement programs that we call CIP? Our projects basically developed to improve your quality of life, either to giving you transportation to work, back to home, giving you clean water, giving you electricity, sewer systems, really improve the quality of your life. But you know that those projects don't start when you see workers and equipment out on the road or next to your house. Actually, the majority of those projects, the life cycle of those projects, which is made of planning, design, bidding, and construction, takes about 3 to 5 years to complete. So when does the planning phase start? Planning phase starts usually when the needs are identified. And how do we identify those needs? Either through surveys, through assessments, or even complaints from the residents. You know, the squeaky wheels get all the attention. So what do we do with those assessments and those surveys? We actually evaluate them and we create a prioritization list that, depending on the type of project, we evaluate different factors. I'm just going to go on an example here of drainage projects. Drainage projects are evaluated according to structural flooding. If we get an area of the city that during a major storm event get a structural flooding, which is water entering homes, could be 6 inches of water, could be 3 feet of water. It doesn't matter. We call that structural flooding. Ponding depth, how deep is the water sitting in front of your house and how extended is that ponding? And what is the duration of that ponding? That's the second factor that we analyze. And third, the nuisance and health issues. If we determine that a drainage project is needed to solve nuisance and health issues, we address it immediately. But those projects are prioritized and qualified, and they are compared with other projects along the city. So not because you have a situation where you have 6 inches of water in front of your house, we are going to immediately attack that, because there may be other part of the city where they may not have 6 inches, but maybe 2 or 3 feet that may last for 24 hours before they see actually some drain. So we prioritize those projects. And when we look at all those projects that needs to be addressed in the city, we include them in what we call the project master plan. So every particular area in the city, transportation, communications, drainage, water and wastewater, has a master plan that addresses all those needs. Normally our master plan look at the projects in a 5-year span. So we don't address needs right away. We identify the needs, we prioritize them, and we put in a master plan that is approved by city engineer and the planning department. So once we have a master plan and we have all those projects that are already prioritized, and is when the project manager have to add also budgets, have to decide how much those projects are going to cost if they are built 2 years from now, 3 years from now, 5 years from now, and some very complex projects even 10 years from now. All those projects are put in the master plan, and when city council every year comes from the budget for the year that is approved by city council, not by the engineering department or the public works departments, we kind of get our instructions from city council and say, okay, we can address with the budget available 2, 3, 4 priorities in the master plan. With that, we create what is called the capital improvement program for that year that we take to city council at the beginning, at the last quarter of the year, first quarter of every fiscal year, and we get it approved. So we get our marching orders for the next year. So after all that, that usually take anywhere from 6 months to a year or year and a half, depending on the actual requirements, budgets available, instructions from city council, we complete our planning phase. But this is just the beginning. Now we have to go into the design phase. So the engineering department selects design companies for the different projects. That is done through RFQs, which are requests for qualifications. One couple of projects here in the Sugar Land last year, we received 25 requests or 25 qualifications from prime companies in the city. So we negotiate that scope and fee and we take that contract to city council to approve it. So we don't do anything without the approval of city council. So the design phase starts right after we get that approval from city council, and we start with the site investigation, the survey. We do topography, we determine utilities, determine right of way that we have to acquire to build the project or not. And we go into what is called the 30% review of the project. That normally is done by the project manager and a quality assurance, quality control group that is conformed by people of the engineering department, public works department, utilities department, traffic, and buildings and other departments. So it's not one single person reviewing all those projects. Again, we have a 30% design review that get all that assurance that the project is going to be designed and built properly. Then we even get comments at 60% and 90% before we get actually all the documentation ready for construction. At that point, we put the package that is called the bidding package. It's put together and we set up everything ready to go into bidding in the next 2 to 3 months. So that design phase takes probably another year to year and a half, depending on the complexity of the project. So we go into bidding, and bidding is not necessarily something that you do one day and another. Actually, there are some rules and regulations by the state of Texas that we have to advertise the project for 2 weeks. We have to go into a pre-bid meeting. We have to have allow for question and answer from the bidders. We have to allow them to submit bids. We have to review and do a selection process. And all that may take anywhere from 2 to 3 months before we actually go to city council again, and we get city council to approve the final bid that we are going to contract with, the final company we are going to contract with, and we issue notice to proceed. And then finally, we go into the construction phase. Again, depending on the complexity of the project, construction phase may be from 6 months to 1 year. So it's a wide variety of that. So what I want to emphasize tonight for you guys is that projects are not built over 1 year, over 6 months or whatever. They take a lot of planning, a lot of design, a lot of time for construction. And that way we assure that your taxes are well invested in the priorities that the city has and the residents of Sugar Land has. Thank you very much, Mr. Toastmaster. Thank you very much, fellow Toastmasters.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jorge Alba. Everyone, please give him a round of applause. And thank you for sharing your great insights on project planning and execution. Every member, everyone in attendance right here, every guest, you have 1 minute that our timer is going to set for you to share what you thought was good about that speech with Jorge on a private message now, and any 1 point of improvement.
Time's up.
Thank you very much, man on timer. With that, we conclude our prepared speeches section and we move to a very important point. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever had a point when an executive or a boss or a client asks you a question out of the blue and you have to answer it? If you have, can you raise your hand? Yeah. Have you ever had to go for a job interview where they ask you a question and you have to come up with an answer off the top of your head? If that's correct, can you raise your hand? Great news. Toastmasters is going to prepare you to become even better for those moments. This time is dedicated to impromptu speaking, and our table topics master is going to take 7 minutes to get 2 to 3 volunteers to practice your impromptu speaking skills. Please welcome Benet to the floor.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster and fellow Toastmasters guests. The purpose of the Topics Master is to facilitate the table topics, where the guests and members will have the opportunity to practice their impromptu speaking. So let's go over the topics today. So one of the topics today is we have an incoming executives, new presidents, and are in part of our meeting theme of induction. So I hope to be able to call on one of our executives today and to be able to speak today. Would it be okay if I called out Kim Dubé, our VP of Membership? And the reason I'd love to hear from you today, Kim, is we actually have some guests today that announced how they were really interested in joining the group and wanted to know how to do that. So I was hoping that you could share a story of why the Southwest Project Management Club is the place to be. So maybe Kim, would you mind? Is Kim still here? I thought she was.
She is.
Yes, I'm here. Sorry about that. Yes, so I am so happy to have our guests joining us today, and I truly recommend joining this organization because we have so much to offer. I started a few months ago and I could barely give a speech, and right now I feel so confident in my skills in public speaking and impromptu speaking. I find myself driving in the car and just thinking of scenarios that can potentially come up. And I just practice answering different questions. And I remember about 2 weeks ago, I went to a graduation and there were about 100 and something people in the room. I would have never given a speech. After the second speech that was given during this graduation, no one else wanted to come up. But because of the Southwest Club, I was able to go up to a stage of about 100 and something people and thank the people that were graduating and just give a speech about what was going on, only because of my practice at the Southwest Club. So I truly recommend joining if you want to improve your confidence in speaking. And after the meeting is over, I'm going to send you some paperwork to look over, a welcome packet. And this welcome packet includes some information regarding the club, and then also some forms that you may fill out if you're interested. And then I will give you a call after you review the paperwork to see if you have any questions. Well, thank you for coming today and joining us. Thank you, Mr. Table Topics Master.
Thank you, Kim Dubé, VP of Membership.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
Taking the time.
Yeah, sorry about that. I was working on the evaluation. Sorry for my delay there.
Oh, no problem at all. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Truly enjoyed that. And thank you for sharing your experience that brought you here to Toastmasters.
Thank you.
Do we, Mrs. Timer, do we have time for more topics?
Yes, you have room for at least one more.
All right. So then I would like to call on maybe one of our guests to be able to share their story of what brought you here today to Toastmasters. I don't know if there's anyone here out of our guests that maybe would like to speak to that. I'd love to hear what brought you here today and how we can help you. And I know that we would definitely enjoy your story of what brought you here today.
Vamshi, do you want to take that?
Yeah, I can take that. Actually, as I told in my introduction, my friend and neighbor told me about this club, and I was excited to join. So he sent me in the morning. I immediately said I'll join. So my objectives are basically to understand more about the project management and some of the speeches and demonstrations done earlier. They're very, very good. I really enjoyed listening. how the change disrupts, the process. We always think it will be smooth. And also city planning and, what makes it success, whether any of the programs like ISO and other things. So it's eye-opener for me. I really enjoyed all the speeches. So I think there is a lot to learn from this group. So it also gives me confidence, I think, through impromptu speeches and, planned speeches. So, and also it helps me understand the project management, in terms of, what are the steps involved in it, which may or may not be available in the book. So, because this is something from the experience, which might not be documented anywhere, which are very important to achieving the success. So I look forward to learning from all of you who are all experts in various fields and very experienced. I'm thoroughly enjoying the program so far. Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, thank you. Do we have is that the end of our time, Mr. Toastmaster?
Today, yes.
Well, then I want to say that I truly have gramercy to our guest and our speaker, our VP of education, and providing and sharing their stories to us today. Thank you. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Wow, awesome. It is true. We're all filled with much gramercy at this moment, and we're thankful that you are sharing your life and we're sharing our life with one another. We have now completed our impromptu speaking section. Sometimes the whole club meeting can be impromptu speaking. Get ready for that. That might happen sometimes, which is wonderful. But tonight we have a third section. Our general evaluator will now take it from here. Courtney, please welcome her.
Thank you so much, Mr. Toastmaster. Well, everyone, we've made it to the final portion of tonight's meeting, the E in our pie, evaluations. And evaluations are so important and so critical to the Toastmasters mission, because that is all why we've joined. We've joined to become more competent communicators. And during the evaluation portion, you will actually hear speakers give feedback to our prepared speakers. So starting us off tonight, we have Ukpai Kalu, who will be evaluating Carol Ritter. Ukpai, please, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. Carol, it's my pleasure to evaluate your speech. It was a great speech. I like that. Your project was supposed to be understanding your leadership style. The way you wrapped your story about work you did to the project, I think it gave it all that it needed to have as flesh and as bone to it. That was great. I also like the 6 points you laid out. One of them that actually connects so well with me was the follow through. Many a times we want to start with a very high energy. We want to start with things we know well, but not following through may not earn us that success. Follow through really connect with me. The other one I say I really connect so well with honesty. And honesty with what the process we're working on. I've come across change time where management are not really honest. They tell you nothing is going to change, but at the end of the day, you will be sure things will change. But you were honest enough to tell them you don't know. That was great. I also like the card you used to, in case we didn't hear what you were saying, that we could see what you wrote. I think that was great. Is there anything that I would ask you consider for improvement? The way you laid out your speech was great, At the middle of your speech, because there were so many things you wanted to say, I would recommend maybe next time, if you had used slide like a PowerPoint, probably you could have brought out more of the messages you wanted to pass across. For this, I think you did very well. I look forward to your next speech. Thank you, Carol. Madam General Evaluator, I turn it back to you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speech Evaluator number 1 and incoming president. Our second speech evaluator is Jessica Sun, and she will be evaluating Ola. Jessica, the floor is all yours.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. Good evening, everyone. Hi, Ola. Thank you for this wonderful speech, How to Manage Changes. It's a big topic, especially for project management world. We have changes all the time. Clients try to avoid changes, but it's inevitable. And design team don't want changes because they just redo their work and all those difficulties. But you told us such a true story, true rules that changes is constant. And I'm going to evaluate with content, delivery, and connection. First of all, with connection, you have a prepared intro that brings us to your story, which is very well organized. And then you keep eye contact with everybody. And then you use your true life story that the story happens in your life and during the COVID time. And that really connect everybody, especially people who have kids that they have to homeschooling with them. And with delivery, that you keep good eye contact and you tell us, you maintain like a really good gesture about your speech and really comfortable with your speech. And you make the things so interesting, like tell us the story by what's the situation, what's the problem you have, and then what's the solution you are giving. And not only one solution, you give analysis the situation, and then always find what's the objective, and then look at different options. For example, you get up early so you can have 4 or 5 hours that not being interrupted. So you can work those hours without being interrupted by your kids. And then you also talk about celebration with little successes. All this is really good delivery method. And your content, of course, all this bring us back to your original point. The changes is inevitable. And even though it's there, it's not only at work, but also in your day-to-day life. So I think overall, everything is really good. Only a small suggestion is, I noticed you use the virtual background. So I like the way you present, you occupy the whole screen, you move in and out, but sometimes with the virtual background, when you move too far away, then it's kind of like distracting, like your images is got distorted. So just one thing to suggest. That's all. Thank you. Great speech. Congratulations. Back to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, speech evaluator number 2, Jessica. Our next speech evaluator is our incoming Vice President of Membership, Kim Dubé, and she will be evaluating Jorge. Kim, the floor is all yours.
Thank you, Courtney. So thank you for sharing the planning and execution involved in the different areas of spending the tax dollar. I always think about the parts the parks and the roads and communication involved in the services provided by the city, but I've never quite thought about what's involved in making that possible. So thank you for sharing that. I never thought I would have this privilege to hear what everything that goes into the planning, the design, the bidding, and the execution phase. Today, I'm going to talk about your introduction, the body, and the conclusion of your speech. I think you did a great job breaking down the phases involved in managing the various city projects. I was able to follow your speech because of a strong introduction. So great job, Jorge. And when it comes to the body, thank you for breaking down the processes even further. I didn't know that these projects could take 3 to 5 years or even 10 years. So that's really interesting to see how much work and time it takes to execute these seemingly simple projects, and how a master plan is needed to be created first in order to get to the design phase, where you need several approvals before you go through the RFP phase. I'm also going to talk about other areas where I think you did well. You had great eye contact, you used great use of facial expressions and gestures, and you had no distracting mannerisms. The only suggestion that I have for you is maybe in such a speech, just giving one example that can help us follow you through the beginning, the planning phase, all the way to the execution phase. That way we can just follow through how that works. But I feel like you did a great job. Even the visual was able to help me follow along. And when it comes to your conclusion, I feel like you were able to tie it all together and just remind us of what it takes to plan and design and execute a project by the city. So now I have a better understanding of what goes into the money that we pay every week or bi-weekly. Thank you, Jorge, and great job.
Thank you so much, Kim, for your speech. All right, Madam Timer, could you please let us know if all of our speakers qualified?
All of our speakers qualified.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you so much. Tonight, we will not have voting. However, I encourage you all to just drop a note to our speech evaluators tonight and let them know how they did and any tips for improvement. Next, we will hear from our evaluation team, starting with our AW counter. Rafia, could you please give us your report?
Okay, thank you, Madam General Evaluator. Our speakers and our members are very well prepared. If I don't say the name, it means that you did not give me any chance. You did not use any crutch or the pause fillers or overused words. So according to my report, Carol, she just gave me chance to write one repeat. And then Jorge, he used one one and one so. Bene, he used 2 R's and 1 repeat. Kim, she gave me 3 R's, 2 1 well, 1 so. And Vamshi gave me 3 R, 2 so, and 2 you know. Okpai gave me 2 R's only. And Jessica, she used 1 R, 1 and 1 repeat. That's it. Thank you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Madam AW counter. Next, we will hear from our grammarian. Avi, would you please give us your report? Thank you.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. What a wonderful meeting we had tonight. I was so immersed into it that I really did not find any grammatical mistake or anything that did stand out. Word of the day, yeah, we did not use that much of word of the day. Bene, you stand out. But apart from that, I think this was a wonderful meeting. We had everybody sticking to right use of English language. Thank you. Back to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Mr. Grammarian. Next, we will hear from our timer of the night, Susan Ally. Susan, would you please give us a report?
Thank you, Madam January Evaluator. One of the elements of measuring the efficacy of your speech is to be able to deliver it within a given amount of time. So everyone did a fantastic job in keeping within the time frame. I have Carol. Your speech time requirement was 5 to 7 minutes and you used 7 minutes and 25 seconds. Ola, you used 6 minutes and 37 seconds. Jorge, you used 7 minutes and 15 seconds. And for table topic, Kim, you used 1 minute and 49 seconds. Vamshi, you used 1 minute and 27 seconds. For evaluation, Okpai, you used 2 minutes, 36 seconds. Jessica, 3 minutes, 29 seconds. And Kim, 2 minutes, 35 seconds. Back to you, Madam January Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Madam Timer, and thank you everyone on the evaluation team. I will give a recount of tonight's meeting. I will make it brief as requested. Madam Timer, could you please set the clock to 2 minutes and just show red when 2 minutes is up. So starting off, we started with our president managing expectations with timing. He did mention that we would go over maybe by 10 to 15 minutes. So thank you, Avi, for telling us that. Starting, we had our Toastmaster who really brought the energy tonight. So Anthony, you did a fantastic job. You always have a lot of energy. You get people excited. Even I wanted to jump up when I heard you. So thank you for that. I really appreciate your enthusiasm. Next, we had our fantastic functionary team speak about their roles. And that's really important, especially for our guests who join and might not have an understanding of Toastmasters. So thank you for sharing that. We moved on then to our prepared speeches and first heard from Carol, who's told us about different ways that we can be effective and find efficiency in working, which I really appreciated. So thank you, Carol, for that. Second, we heard from Ola, who found out how much his wife did. So thank you for sharing that and finding different ways to manage our expectations. 1, 2, knowing our objectives for the day so we can stay online with our task. And 3, evaluating our patterns so we can improve ourselves. So thank you, Ola, for your fantastic speech. We then heard from Jorge, who talked about his project and how to effectively plan. So thank you, Jorge. We are mostly all managers on this call. So thank you for giving us those tips. Finally, we moved into table topics, which was led by Benet, who did a fantastic job. And we heard from 2 speakers. We heard from our incoming VPM, Kim Dubé, who spoke about why Southwest is a fantastic club. And then we heard from Vashmi, our guest, who then spoke about his experience in being a part of a club. So thank you for that. My time is over, so I will wrap up within 30 seconds. We did have evaluations. We had 3 evaluators who provided a fantastic recount to our prepared speakers. So with that, my time is up, so I'll give control back to our Toastmaster of the night, Anthony Ally. Thank you all.
Thank you very much, Madam General Evaluator, and all of our evaluators for your great gift. I truly appreciate it. Thank you for every member in this club for all that you're doing constantly to encourage each other, to bless one another. If it wasn't for your constant attendance and for your high energy in this meeting, there is no way many of us would be at the place that we're at. Every one of us knows that we're achieving professional and personal breakthroughs because of the connections that we're making here and the meetings that we have and the results that we're getting as we are moving out of our comfort zones. And every time we do, someone else claps for us and encourages us. We don't necessarily get that outside of this meeting. Therefore, this is the one place that everyone wants to come to make sure to get re-energized, reconnected, and go out and keep moving out of your comfort zone. And now we have a new executive board team to help us, to push us out of our comfort zone, to help us achieve new breakthroughs. And when they come to you and say, tell me what your goals are for the year, tell me how I can help you, don't just ignore them, but take time and share with them. What are your highest objectives? What are your biggest obstacles? so they can come up with ways to have Toastmasters group here to serve you, to help you achieve your highest professional and personal breakthroughs. With that, I am filled with great gramercy, and I'm welcoming now our outgoing president, Mr. Avi, for the final 10 minutes.
Thank you so much, Anthony. Exactly, this is how Anthony handed the responsibility back 365 days back in 2020. That was something when this officer team was fully energized and were really ready to go. Thank you very much again. What a great evening. Ladies and gentlemen, before we close out for the day, I really want to take a minute to recognize all the great work that has been done by our 2020 officer team. Starts with our immediate past president, Anthony, who provided immense knowledge and direction where and how we need to go across the obstacle that we are facing. Akin, he started the meeting every time exactly at 6:30 and made sure we all are here and having a great meeting. Rafia, you have done an amazing job. You kept the finances up. We did amazing. I'm using the word amazing because that's the thing. You did a great job, Rafia. Ruth, without you, it wouldn't have been possible to keep up with the quality of this club. You kept a tab in everything, and then you provided feedback and provided new ways of doing things. We really appreciate that. Jorge, our VPPR, did amazing job with keeping up with social media and posting all the great achievement of our club that was going on. Jessica, you deserve a real award because it's only our club that got like 15 to 18 new members this year, and that was something really good. Ola, finally, as VPE, you took over this responsibility. You kept up with the momentum. In fact, you just surpassed everything that we can even think of. We wouldn't have come this far without your creativity and also your hard work. But most importantly, the whole credit should go to our club members. We as officers, we went ahead and planned, but our officers, they went ahead and executed, made use of this Toastmaster platform. That's what it makes this club a very good one. Last year, 2020 was a different club. It impacted us in various different ways in all aspects of our life. But I want to take at least 5 to 6 minutes, and I gave a heads up earlier that we will run over time because I want to play a short video. And that video was actually created end of this year, and you might have seen this multiple times, but it really sums up what we did as a club throughout this pandemic period. So stay with me. If you're on mute, if you can go on mute, then it will not provide a feedback. Hopefully you enjoy the video, and we will get back once this video is over. 1 second, guys. Let me know when you can see my screen. Is it visible?
Yes, I can.
All right.
It is a wonderful time. 2020, the beginning of a new decade. Isn't it exciting? Please make sure that you enter it with energy. This is the room to begin your 2020 with great energy. And you do that by what? Maybe the first thing you can do is stand up just with a round of applause for each other, excited that you're here. Bravo, the first pilot ever of our video meeting, and I think it's gone outstanding.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bravo, congratulations to everyone. Please give everyone a round of applause. I want to hear you unmute yourself. This was good.
This was very, very well done.
So let's welcome Ruth right now, giving her very first Toastmaster speech ever.
So our next will be our first speaker, and his name is Jorge, and his speech, he's doing his first icebreaker speech
Our second speech today will be given by VJ. VJ will be repeating his icebreaker.
Our first speech is Rafia Safi. This is Rafia's icebreaker.
Miss Han Earhart, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. She will be giving a speech entitled The Greatest Show. This is her icebreaker speech, so this will be her first time with us.
I want you guys to sit back, relax a little bit, as I commemorate a little bit about me.
Ready for the camera, taking a picture, perfect.
It was amazing. I felt like crying at some points, and then I felt like laughing, and I even got angry when the guy got angry. Your presentation always amazed me.
As you end with a powerful title like that, look in the camera and say, fellow Toastmasters, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, never ever give up. That will have helped you to wrap it up in a very compelling manner.
Number 1, did I speak with confidence? Number 2, did I incorporate vocal varieties? And number 3, did I have smooth transition from point to point?
I developed a relationship with her just to help her grow and become the best she could be. Part of being a mentor is listening to the person that you're mentoring.
How do you evaluate Anthony? He is known for his content delivery and connection, which I'm going to use today, except for I'm going to go backwards.
I would say your presentations are very placid. It's like you kind of feel in the zone when you are presenting, and really you make everybody else feel the same way when they're watching your presentations.
I believe maybe the platform in which we are using sometimes may not be a good way of assessing eye contact, because most times you may actually be looking at, but the way the positioning of your camera or you yourself is sitting might assume a different interpretation.
There is a word that would best describe singularly my system that I have in place.
Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. But if you want to know about boxing, don't ask me.
But remember, in the deck of cards, there's always a wild card. Now, if you know the game of poker, there's this wild card that can make the difference between winning or losing.
These great warriors filled our lives and sacrificed everything to ensure we sleep peacefully at night under a protective blanket of freedom. And me, I always remember Staff Sergeant Carl Grossman, and I'll have another bourbon in his honor.
Who considered themselves a leader or who leads a team? I saw a few hands, but not every hand. And everyone's hand should have been raised because someone, somewhere, looks up to you.
Are you working a dream job in your dream position? Are you in a stable and loving relationship? Are you making an impactful change in the world that will be remembered through scriptures and textbooks in the next century?
Time never stops. My ambition has not stopped. My dreams have not stopped. My goals have not stopped. As long as I am breathing, my life has not stopped.
As a daughter, a wife, a mother of veterans, I've learned a lot. I've learned it's not an easy journey, and not all those who serve wear a uniform. But I'm proud to serve my country by supporting my service members, no matter how difficult.
I am here to install the new officers of Southwest Project Management Toastmasters Club.
Today we have 5 members we are going to be inducting into the club.
Today is a special day. We are going to have new member induction.
We're going to be inducting Bennett. You there? Wave your hand.
Hello, this is Benet. Nice to meet everybody.
Bennett, thank you very much. Bindu, she's there. Hi. Frank.
Hi, everyone. Nice to meet you. Hey.
Hi, Uche. And Minson.
With that, we have 3, or in fact 4 members today joining here. We have George, we have Vijay, we have Courtney.
I was really nervous at first.
I love the meeting. What an excellent club. Absolutely outstanding. I want to thank everybody for the warm welcome.
I think you did a really good job to including me into the meeting.
I learned a lot from this meeting today.
This is a really high performance team.
I thought it was really creative.
You are really supportive and collaborative.
The meeting was excellent. I took notes.
It was my first time here, and I learned a lot. Personally, I took a lot of notes here.
10 goals? We can do that. You all were the first for District 56 to accomplish this goal this year. I know your meetings are engaging. Luz, your area director, talks about you all nonstop, and your club is doing phenomenal.
I don't know if anyone has looked at my square, my picture. I have kept a smile all through the meeting.
This is a rock star club. Our district director, Rose Williams, hears about you all. You're spotlighted on district reports. I just want to say it's a privilege for me to be your division director because you're just knocking out the park, being phenomenal.
You everybody, ladies and gentlemen, wishing all the new officers very best. This is Avi closing our Toastmaster meeting as your president one last time. Thank you. Have a great evening. We will meet 2 weeks later with the new team. Officially, before we close out, I really want to hear from our guests tonight what they felt about me. To start with, I would really like to call upon our existing area director, Luz. Luz, please share your thought with us.
That video was wonderful. It was, I don't know. I don't have words. I felt something like when you evaluate, you say what you saw, what you heard, and what you felt. This time I felt something. I even felt like tears coming to my eyes. It was emotional. It was good. It was a wrap up of everything you've done. You've been a wonderful club all year long. And I saw many guests that did not stay, or I don't see them here now, but you have been able to get people to come to your club and stay in your club. That's because of everything that you do and you teach. Everyone learns something new and they want to stay. I am sorry that I will not continue being your area director, but I hope that when I visit, if I visit again, you will welcome me as if I were just one of you again. So thank you. I loved you all. It was wonderful.
Thank you, Luz. You have guided us throughout the year. Thanks a lot. Wamshi, would you please like to share your experience tonight?
Sure. This is my first attempt, at Toastmasters, and that to Project Management Toastmasters Club of Southwest. So I enjoyed being, in today's meeting, and a few things, I learned from the experience and the speeches and presentations given by various members. It also helps me, where I'm weakest in terms of communications. So I look forward to joining the club and meeting you guys virtually, during the meetings and learning from you guys. Thank you very much. I really appreciate for giving this opportunity.
Thank you. Thank you, Vamshi. We are officially wrapping up this season finale. We are looking forward to the new season premiere with the new leadership team. Feel free to hang out as long as you want and socialize. We will keep the Zoom meeting open. Thank you once again, everybody, to making this year one successful one. Thanks a lot.